In this video, I'll be explaining how to lay out the key signatures for both major and minor keys of up to 3 sharps or flats. It is recommended that you have watched my video Key Signatures, the Basics, before watching this one, as in that video I do explain the fundamentals of key signatures. You will also need to know how to calculate scales, so have a look at my videos about scales as well if you need to. Okay, you'll see at the top of the screen that I've put the series of letters F, C, G, D, A, E, B. If you've watched my videos about the circle of fifths, you'll know that I have a handy, but very silly, phrase which can help us remember this order of letters. Father Christmas gave Dad an electric blanket. The first letter of each word from this phrase being the order of the letters. Now if you've got your own phrase, that's absolutely fine, but I'll be using this phrase throughout this video. This order tells us the order of the sharps in a key signature. In other words, in key signatures where there is one sharp, we take just the first letter, the F, and it becomes F sharp on our stave. If the key signature has 2 sharps, we take the first 2 letters, F and C, and they become F sharp and C sharp. If the key signature has 3 sharps, we take the first 3 letters, F, C and G, and they become F sharp, C sharp and G sharp, and so on, all through the other letters. Now, this video is about how to lay out the key signatures that have up to 3 sharps or flats in them. Well, once you remember this order of letters, it's very easy. Firstly, key signatures with sharps always follow this order. So, for example, you'd never see a C sharp before an F sharp in a key signature. F sharp always comes first, then the C sharp, and so on. Secondly, the F sharp always goes at the top of the stave, never ever at the bottom when using treble or bass clef. If the key signature has 2 or more sharps, then the next sharp, the C sharp, is placed lower on the stave than the F sharp, like this. In key signatures with 3 sharps, the G sharp goes higher than the C sharp. A key which uses 3 sharps is A major. Here's an ascending scale of A major without key signature. Notice that even though the C sharp appears in the scale before the F sharp, the key signature for A major, if we were asked to write one, still follows the order of sharps at the top of the screen, F sharp, C sharp and then G sharp. Let's assume we now want to write the same scale but with a key signature. A common error for students studying music theory is to follow the scale from left to right and pop each of the sharps into the key signature in the order in which they found them. So the C sharp would be placed first, then the F sharp and finally the G sharp. Although there is the correct number of sharps here, they are placed in the wrong order. It's essential that the number and order is correct. The only acceptable order is that listed next to the green tick, or this order if the scale was written in bass clef. The order of letters at the top of the screen can be reversed to give us the order of flats in a key signature. So this time, in key signatures with just 1 flat, we take the first letter, the B, and it becomes B flat in the key signature. 2 flats, we take the first 2 letters, B and E. They become B flat and E flat in the key signature. Notice where the E flat is placed, after and higher than the B flat. Let's just take a quick look at B flat major descending without a key signature. If we were to use a key signature, this is the key which has 2 flats in its key signature. A common error here is that some students think that it has 3 in its key signature as they quickly count all of the flats, 1, 2, 3. However, the first and last note are the same, B flat. Just be careful with this and where the E flat is placed. Remember, it is placed after and higher than the B flat. As for 3 flats, we take the first 3 letters from our order of flats, B, E and A. They become B flat, E flat and A flat. Notice how the A flat is placed after and lower than the E flat. Just a quick word of warning about E flat major, the key which has 3 flats in it. Just be careful. Although the key has 3 flats in its key signature, if you write out the scale without a key signature, there appears to be 4. Remember that the first and last notes are both E flat. So far in this video, I've only referred to the layout of key signatures for major keys. You'll be pleased to learn that the same key signatures are used for minor scales. So C major with no sharps or flats is the same as A minor. For the sharps, G major is the same as E minor, D major the same as B minor, and A major the same as F sharp minor. For the flats, F major is the same as D minor, B flat major is the same as G minor, and finally E flat major is the same as C minor. Now, you might say at this point, how can C major have the same key signature as A minor when A harmonic minor has a G sharp in the scale? Well, you're right that there is a G sharp, and here's a scale of A harmonic minor to prove it, but the G sharp does not form part of the key signature. Firstly, remember from our order of sharps that the F sharp must always be first in any key signature with sharps. We're not allowed to just randomly put a G sharp in the key signature. Secondly, if you followed my method for calculating minor scales, that is, natural minor first, then converting it to either harmonic or melodic minor, this forces you to calculating the key signature first. Any further alterations, such as the raising of the seventh note by a semitone in the harmonic scale, are treated as accidentals and do not appear in the key signature. Now, if you do need help with minor scales, have a look at my 3-part series of videos which explains everything you need to know, including this conversion method. So finally, let's have a look at C minor. You can see that C minor has 3 flats in its key signature. Let's have a look at a scale of C harmonic minor ascending without key signature. You can see that there appears to only be 2 accidentals rather than the 3 we would expect to see. There is an E flat and A flat, but no B flat. Remember that a harmonic minor scale raises the 7th note by a semitone. Therefore, what would be B flat has been raised to become B natural, hence why it does not appear in the scale. If we look at the same scale but with a key signature, you can see that this time a natural symbol appears in front of the B. You can't just remove the B flat from the key signature because the order of flats must appear as per the order at the top of the screen. Now, I could go on about minor scales for quite some time, providing various examples, but this is not the purpose of this video. Do have a look at my videos on minor scales if you need to. What is important, and the purpose of this video, is that you know how to lay out each of these key signatures. As well as remembering the layout of key signatures, don't forget the helpful letters at the top of the screen, which always remind us the order of both sharps and flats. I do hope that this video has been useful to you. Many thanks for watching.